Good morning, everybody. How are we this morning? I'm just waiting for my little video to tell me that we are live, and we are now live. Welcome. Come on in. Come on down. Hope you're joining me this morning. Let me know if you're joining me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Beck Hall. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Melbourne, Australia. This is my weekly segment I do every week at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning called Breakfast with Beck. So if you're joining me, let me know. I'm just waiting to see if we get any comments happening. So I come here every Saturday and we do a bit of crafting together and just have a bit of fun. So, hey Leanne, how you going? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me know you're on. Alright, so if you can see a little live up here, there, that means you're joining me live. If not, you're watching the replay. So let me know either way if you're watching on the live or the replay. We always love to have new viewers to the channel. So good morning, Lynette. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Marianne. How are you? Almost dinner time there, Leanne. Yeah, well, I've just had my breakfast. We just had scrambled eggs on toast with a Milo for breakfast this morning. So I don't normally do breakfast, but we've got heaps of eggs in the fridge, so we had eggs this morning. Good morning, Glenda from Queensland. Good morning, Megan. How are you? Hey, Jill. Alright, so I'm going to switch you down and we're going to get started straight away. I've got some building with my dad to do this afternoon, so I don't know what you guys are up to over the weekend, but I'm building with my dad this afternoon. He's building me some awesome new shelving for the studio, so I can't wait to share that with you because it's going to be amazing. So I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to point you down and we'll get started using some new product from the mini catalog. Woohoo! So we're going to use today the branching out bundle, except there's an except here. I actually didn't get the stamp set. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just put in the dies. So I'm going to pair it up with the traditional labels dies, but we're just going to use the dies today from this bundle here. So it's on page 50 if you're playing along at home with your catalogue. Now, I don't know why I didn't put the stamp set in, but now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe I didn't for a reason, but now I'm thinking maybe I need it. So, you know what? This just goes to show you that you should always just get the bundle, right? Because now I'm spewing I didn't get the stamp set. But anyway, let's see what we can do with this die set today. So don't forget to check out the online store because you've not only got the new mini catalogue, but you have online exclusives as well that you can peruse through on the online store. No stamp. I know, no stamps. Well, we are going to use stamps. We're going to use the sentiment today, Leanne. So we'll see how we go. Alright, so these are the dies. They are layering dies, and I always love a good layering die. So, you know, can't go wrong with a layering die, I reckon. And it comes in this awesome fancy shape, and it has just these 3 or 4 little dies that come with it. But I want to show you something a little bit different than you can do with your dies that you might not have thought of. So we're going to get started. So I need a color. So I actually need 3 colors. So I need 3 colors that are going to work together. So let me grab my little color coach and let's just see. I'm going to deviate to Lost Lagoon for a minute. Let's just see what colors come with Lost Lagoon. If I can, my fat thumbs with all my band-aids and everything on it, because I've been working hard during the week and I've hurt my thumb. So, you know, it is what it is. So now it's all covered up and I can hardly feel it. Oh dear me. So if you had, I'm just going through trying to find Lost Lagoon here. Hey Josie, hey Sonia, hey Delani, how you going? Good morning, Linda. If you had to work with one colour for a whole week, a Stampin' Up! Colour that is, well, I can't even find Lost Lagoon. Let me do a quick flip, see if I can find. I'm too busy talking. If you could have a colour that you had to work with for 1 week, what colour would you work with? Like, what would be your ultimate all-time favourite colour from Stampin' Up! If you had to work with just that one colour for a whole week. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. I know it's in here. Here we go. Alright, so what colours, let me know in the comments what colour you would work with. Mine, if we go all time, all favourites, it would have to be baked brown sugar. Those that have followed me for a long time and know me, it's an old brown, it's an old Stampin' Up! Colour. I love baked brown sugar. I'm thinking we're going to go these three colours. Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Crumb Cake. I'm thinking that's what we'll do to go with this card. What do you reckon? Let's just see my next one. Let's just go and have a look at Cherry Cobbler. What's with Cherry Cobbler? Oh, maybe we could do Cherry Cobbler, Petal Pink, and Soft Sea Foam. Alright, your choice, guys. Mint Macaroon, Strawberry Slush, Lost Lagoon. Yeah, Leanne, you're like me, Lost Lagoon. See, Mint Macaron, Delaney, that's very similar to Lost Lagoon. So, we'll go... I'll get you to vote number 1 or 2. We'll go number 1 for Cherry Cobbler, Pink Petal, and Soft Sea Foam, or number 2 for Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Crumb Cake. Let me know in the votes, which one you want me to go with. So, it's got number 1, which is the Cherry Cobbler, Petal Pink, Soft Sea Foam, or Lost Lagoon, Pretty Pink, and Crumb Cake. 1 or 2, let me know in your votes. Pretty Peacock. We've got 2, 2, 1, 2. Are you all going just 2 because you know I love Lost Lagoon? Are you doing that for me? You're being very kind if you are. 2, 2. You're all saying 2. So I just want to show you that this technique that I'm doing can work with sort of any colours. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Alright, number 2 it is. So we'll go Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Crumb Cake. So let me grab out some of those colours. So we're going to go Crumb. Oh my goodness. See, this bloody thumb with my band-aid on it is just not going to work for me today. Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon. There's some Lost Lagoon. And what was the other colour? Pretty Peacock. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what we get here. And then we need a bit of DSP. So, because I didn't know what colours you guys were going to pick with me, I just went for the Country Woods. Because I figured, you know, that kind of goes with everything. So, we will go and pick, like, we'll grab, so we'll just grab, I might grab some of that. But then we might not use that colour. And we could grab that too. This is just going to be for a background piece, and we'll grab that one. We'll decide later once we've put it all together. What else have we got in here? I think that'll do. That'll give us 3 to pick from. One of them will work, won't it? Alright, so we're going to just cut a normal card base, and I think we'll use the Crumb Cake for our card base. So, we'll grab Crumb Cake. And we'll just cut, like I said, just a normal card base. So we're going to go 14 point, oops, let me get my scorer, we need that. That just folded out. So 21 centimetres by 14.9, and then we're going to score it at 10.5. So just down the guts of it. So this is just a normal everyday card. It's nothing special. Nothing special. It is if you give it to somebody, and that could make their whole day when you give a handmade card. Alright, and then we're going to need a DSP piece for the background, and then we're going to need a bit of crumb cake, another bit of crumb cake. So we're going to go, what are we going to do? 9.5, I think 9.5 by 13.8. Now I've got these measurements pretty much down pat in my head, right? What I need to cut and whatnot, because I've been doing this for a long time. But if you don't, and if you're in my Craft with Bet group, you'll go into the file section and you'll see this little doodah here. So I have listed and put up a file with all the sticker measurements that you can just print, and if you don't have sticker sheet, you can print it off on just normal paper and glue these onto the pieces of paper. And this is all of the different mats that you need to create your card bases. So like I said, I've pretty much got them memorized in my head, and you do tend to do that when you have when you have, you know, when you've been card making for a little bit. But if in case you don't and you need some ideas or measurements, this is it. And I do have them in inches as well for my American friends that are playing along. But it is a good handy reference to have just sitting by your side. And not only that, then you can see if you want to do a bigger mat or a smaller mat. Like if I go, all right, I want to mat that, and I can just lay this over the top and it's going to give me a bigger border. So you can actually then visually see what you're looking at. So if you're not in my Craft with Bec group, you need to jump over and answer a few simple questions. We do the questions just so that it keeps everybody in the group safe away from spammers. And I'll pop you into the group. And everybody shares all their tips and tricks over in that Craft with Bec group. So it's an awesome group to be part of. Alright, so I've done this at 9.5 by 13.8. Just double checking. Yep, 9.5 by 13.8. And then we're going to cut a frame. Now I am going to cheat a little bit because I can't be bothered cutting like a frame. So I'm going to grab the Gallery and Blooms frame here because, you know, it's quite easy to use. So this actually will cut us 2 frames. We want the smaller frame, and this is quite, you know, quite easy to do. Oh, and for you it's in inches, Megan. Yeah, no, I tend to use inches sometimes, but other times not so much. I am a centimetre girl, but you know, we all go and do our little bits and pieces, don't we? Hello, my friend Fiona, how are you? Alright, so we're just going to cut this, and it's not going to fit that way, wouldn't you know it, on a bit of scrap here. So we'll just cut this through like so. I'm just going to angle this a bit. So if you're new to die cutting and you've never die cut before, when you're cutting big solid images like this, you just want to angle it a little bit. It'll make it go through the die cutting machine and make it work a little bit easier for you. I know this frame is awesome. I love it. I've used it on so many cards, and the fact that it, you know, cuts out 2 for you in one hit, it's like a twofer. It's a twofer. Alright, so let me grab my little pokey tool. Try and use all of these with my big fat thumb at the moment. And then we're going to just squitch that out like so. So this one here and this piece here I can use later. I don't need them at the moment. I want to use this panel here. So we have our crumb cake piece. We have our frame, which is looking quite good if I do say so myself, those colours. And then we need to grab some white because we obviously need some stamping white. So we'll grab some white. And we're going to use our branching out dies. And like I said, I'm spewing I didn't get the stamp set because I'm thinking I kind of really need it now. And we want to use these ones as well. So we'll just get all of these out like so. So I'm using the smallest die from that. Oh, I've grabbed this piece of paper and it's got lines on it. I don't need lines on it. I just need a blank bit of paper. Here we go. Well, that's a bit big. I'm sure in my box of scraps here I have a smaller bit. There we go. Alright. So we'll die cut that through. Yeah, I've got to order the stamp set too, Fee. I know, right? Do you have a favourite stamp set from the new catalogue? Do I have a favourite yet? Oh, I don't know. I was playing with Amber Autumn again last night. I have made quite a few cards with that. I am a autumn coloured type of person, so I'm gravitating to that a bit. Having said that though, I haven't played with the one, you know, with the puppy dogs in it. I'm not sure what it's called yet, but I haven't had a play with that one yet. I don't know why I'm getting rid of this. We still need it. So yeah, I don't know. You'll have to hold on that one, I think, Megan. I'm not quite sure yet. Alright, so we've got our card base, we've got our little bit, we've got our die cut here. Now we need to die cut some of these images, and I think we do need to introduce a third, maybe a fourth or fifth colour. Is that allowed? Am I allowed to do that? I think, well, I can because it's mine, and none of you here are here to slap me on the wrist and say, "Bon, bon, you can't do it." So I think we need it for a bit of contrast, right? So I'm going to bring in a bit of if you're looking at my scrap bin, I'm going to go, oh Lord, I'm not showing you my scrap bags then, because you're going to tell me off for that one. Alright, so I'm going to bring in a bit of cherry cobbler, and I'm going to bring in a bit of early espresso as well. Alright, so, and maybe a bit of pecan pie, just because I can. Alright, see, look, here's a scrap that I've prepared earlier for pecan pie. So I think we want to cut our little pine cone out of pecan pie. I'm going to cut my branch out of my early espresso there. So these are just going to be like our accent pieces, and I'm going to just tear that because I only need a little bit like that, and it's still a big scrap that I can use and put back in my bag for later. No, I'm not showing Fee because she'll yell at me. Alright, oh, she won't yell. She'll laugh at me and go, Beck, oh my god. Alright, so I'm going to do that with these little guys. So let's just die cut those out there. And then with this one here, I do need to grab, and look, this is why I keep scraps, right? And she's going to go, oh my god, you're hopeless. I'm going to use this little scrappy piece here for, look at this. Oh, fuck, it's not big enough. Oh, sorry, pardon. Let me go again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright, I'm just going to go into my scrap bag and grab a bigger bit, because I know I can. Here we go. Look at that. Alright. Throw it out. No, I can't throw it out. I'm addicted. I have a problem. My name is Beck and I have a problem with hoarding scraps. Alright. So, we've got our little bits cut out now. Now, let me show you how we're going to do this, right? So, I'm going to take my magnetic plate off now. I'm going to come in with my other plate, if I can find it in my mess here. Oh, here it is here. I'm going to come in with this plate here. I'm going to come in with my silicon mat. So if you don't have this mat, this is from Stampin' Up. Mine's filthy, so just ignore the mess on it. But this is a silicon mat that we sell through Stampin' Up. Now, if you haven't done this process before, actually I'm going to swap my plates around. If you haven't done this process before, it's a really good way to use your dies for something else. So I'm now going to grab my matte piece back, and I'm going to use this die here. So let me just push this out here. And we're just going to layer this over the whole background. Now you're going to run it through quite a few times. So any of your dies now all of a sudden become embossing folders, right? It doesn't push very hard, but it does leave that impression, and once I've done it a few times, I'll pick it up and show you. But it leaves that impression of the die, and it just makes a great background. And you'll see I'm not using it in any particular shape or fashion here. I'm just using it, you know, lightly, turning it around, moving it around. So more of my magnetic plate is an A4 Couture Creations one, which I chopped in half with my bandsaw. So, and then I've used it on a couple of my other machines as well. So a Couture Creations one works really, really well with our Stampin' Up and machines. But hopefully Stampin' Up will bring one out very soon that we can all buy from them. Because I love the Stampin' Up brand, and we want to, you know, use what they have. So, but for the meantime, I needed one, and that's where I got it from. So I'm just running this through, like I said, quite a few times. So I have the setup on my Stampin' Up machine. I have my base plate. I have my clear plate, my silicon mat, and then my another clear plate on top. Now wait till you see this. I don't know if you can see it yet, but wait till I bring this up and show you. Have a look at this. When I bring this up, look at this. Can you see that? It's not cut through. It is just now embossed. Now we're going to obviously decorate that. I don't know if you can see that properly, but look at that. It's magic. So it kind of embosses it for us. Alright, so then I'm going to grab my little frame here, and this long skinny one here, we're going to emboss that as well. So I'm going to just pop that long skinny frame in my embossing machine, and we're going to run that through like so, and I'm just going to keep turning it like this, and we're going to line it up like that there, and we're going to emboss that frame. It just looks so good when we emboss it. So it just adds another dimension to your dies. So now you're going to be looking through your dies going, oh my goodness, what else can I emboss with my dies? So if you don't have one of these silicone mats, I suggest you jump on board, grab a silicone mat, and have a bit of fun with your dies and your machine, and do some background pieces and whatnot. But now we've taken the boring old frame, and look at this, look at that, we've made it into, oh, why isn't my camera being autofocus? We've made it into a nice pretty frame. How cool is this? Hey? Alright, so now what we want to do is we obviously want to make it, you know, a bit more fancy than what we've done. So let's get all of our bits together here. I don't want to keep you too long because, like I said, I'm going to craft with me dad today. I can't wait. Tell you what, guys, when you see this exciting storage that I've done, or he's making for me, I've got to go around and help him today. But yes, I just love my dad. And tomorrow's Father's Day, so we're going to have lunch with him, and, you know, it's just all wonderful. So what are you doing for Father's Day? Are you doing anything special for Father's Day with your dad? Let me know what's going on. So I'm going to bring in a bit of early espresso and a bit of, oh, not that one, a bit of white ink as well. And obviously we need a bit of cherry cobbler because, you know, we've got cherry cobbler on the card. Oh, do we do cherry cobbler? You know what we haven't done? We haven't used our pretty peacock. Alright, let's scrap that cherry cobbler. Let's just get rid of that cherry cobbler. Let's grab, where did my pretty peacock piece go? Did I get a pretty peacock piece out? Oh, here it is here. This is why it confused me. Hold please, I'm just going to use, actually I'm not using that bit because you know I've got a bit of scrap in here that'll fit that tiny little die, don't you? Look at this, see? This is my ninja star from something else, and I'm going to use this to die cut out. So just hold please while I die cut one of these little guys out. Just do it off to the side. Talk amongst yourself. Play some elevator music while you're waiting. Alright. I totally diversed away from our colour choice, didn't I? See? Too busy yakking. Oh, Sonia, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to anybody that's lost their dad. That's just super sad, and Father's Day would just bring back memories, and I'd hate to think of what I'd do without my mum and dad. It just makes me sad even thinking about it. Alright, so now we're going to colour this a little bit here, and then so I'm going to use a bit of the white, and I'm just going to drag. Now when we're dragging our ink pads over, we always use the side that has smaller white on it. So see how this has got a big chunky end and this has got a smaller end. So we're going to drag it over with the small end. So I'm just going to drag it over, and I want it to be like quite thick. Like I want the colour. See, now you can see my embossing is coming out, right? Because we're highlighting that. So I've just angled my pad up a little bit from the paper, and I'm dragging it across here like so, just to get that white over it all, but you're still getting that crumb cake effect underneath, right? Like that. How good does that look? It looks just so good. And then I want to come in with my Early Espresso and a blending brush. Now you watch what this does. So instead of it giving us the normal Early Espresso look, it's going to give us like a muted sort of soft look around the edge, because you're sort of mixing it a little bit with the white and the black, the espresso, sorry. So we're just going to go all around the edge and get that little muted bit. We'll drag some off our mat here. Beauty about using a glass mat is you can drag the colour off that and keep using it so it doesn't go astray. But see how that's giving us a matte look. Now you're probably going, oh, I can't tell the difference. Oh, 99, Glenda. Oh, that is like an amazing effort. What a shame she didn't make the 100. Could have got a letter from, well, might have been the Queen or the King. Just let me wash this off and I'll show you the difference between using it with your white and then using it with your like just normal. So now we're just going to do normal. Now you'll see the difference. So see how this is normal. Hang on, this is normal, just no white, and that's with white. See how it gives you that different color? So that would work with any of the inks that we've got when you're mixing it with white. Obviously it just pales it down a little bit, doesn't make it as harsh. So I'm hoping that you're learning a few tips and tricks this morning with the live, a few blending tips and stuff. So all right, so now we've got that, we've got our little frame happening here. I'm going to grab some what was it, Pretty Peacock ink, like so. Hey Michelle, how you going? I thought oh well, I'm hoping that I come on here and teach a few things, just a few people. Alright, so what sentiment will I use? It doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas sentiment. I know we've got like pine cones and whatnot on it. What have we got here? Sending love and joy. Shall we send that? Sending love and joy. Sending happy, it should have an S on the cheers, I reckon. Sending happy cheers. Sending happy wishes. Or will we just make it a Christmas card? I think, will we just make it a, you tell me, what will we do? Will we make it a Christmas card, or will we make it just an everyday card? Let me know. What do you reckon? What do you think? Just for you? Just for you reckon, Fee? Alright, let's do the just for you. Alright. So, we'll grab that, and we'll grab a block. Ooh. And I'm going to stamp that down. And I'm not going to go right to the edge, and I'm going to angle it a little bit. I'm going to go to there, like that. And then we're going to grab some big dimensionals and our little take your picky tool. I'm going to pop one here, one in the middle, and then one on the very side here. Now you watch what this does. This works just so well. I'm going to whack one in each of these corners here, like so. Like that. And then we're going to stick this to our card front. Like so. So we're going to stick this here, like that. And then we're going to grab this one. And that is going to tuck under there and go flush on that side there. And then that's going to stick down. So see how it just all flows across and sticks across like that? How cool is that? Then we're going to layer up our little bits and bobs here. So I'm going to snip this in half because it's a bit long. So I'm just going to go, oh, well I thought I was going to, but my big fat thumb won't want to work. I'm going to go like that in through there. So now I've got two, see, that are a good length. Grab some little glue here. We're going to pop this guy on first, bit of glue on the back here, just Just a smudge of glue. Don't need much. I'm team green glue. I love green glue. I think it just works magic. It's a treat. Gives you a bit of positioning room. What team are you from? Team glue? Team tear and tape? What team are you on? I think for little bits like this you kind of need the Tombow. So we're just going to then layer these over the top here. Like so. What team are you on? Are you team green or team tape? Or what team are you on? Alright. Like that and like that. And then we need, I was going to put this one. This is where, see, this is where just a smidge of Pretty Peacock come in. Team green, yeah, team green. Just a smudge of Pretty Peacock. Now, I haven't put that in because I'm going, do we really maybe want to add the cherry cobbler for a bit of a something happening in there? Let me know. What do you reckon? The cherry cobbler for a bit of something? I don't know which one to use. Let me know which one you would like. Alright. Tape and green. I like tape and green too. Should we use cherry cobbler or the Pretty Peacock? Stick with our original. We do have Pretty Peacock, so we haven't deviated from the plan much. Alright? Both. He's saying both, but then that's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we could do both. Let's do both. Let's do both. Go one there and one there, like that. Oh, you're smart, Fee. See? Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Alright, we'll do both. Alright. Use them all, but use more. Use glue more. Yeah, I tend to use them all too, but I'm a bigger glue fan. Like that. Alright, so we'll stick the green one in a little bit higher here, like so. Just dab it down. And you don't want to put it on the top. You want the bottom, just the glue sort of on the bottom of your leaves, just so that the top then has a little bit of like a wavy factor to it. So it kind of looks like it's sticking out a little bit more 3D-ish than what it would if you were to glue it all down, right? And then I'm going to put a mini dimensional on the back of this little pine cone here, like that. And then I need some twine. Have a look at my new twine, what I've been doing with my twine. So I went to my spice cupboard and I emptied out all my out-of-date spices, because let's face it, we've all got out-of-date spices in our cupboard, haven't we, right? So I emptied out all the, I may have got a few, I may not use a lot of spice when I cook, so, you know, we emptied out a few. But how cool is this? So now I'm going to ask you, while we cut one of these pieces here, what do I go, white or twine for a bit of ribbon on it? And then I'm going to go, I'm actually thinking that. Let's get rid of that one, because I don't think I think that's a bit too dark. Because I'm going to go that, and then that, I think. That looks pretty cool, I reckon. Let's just see. Let's just compare the pair. No, I think that other one. Let's do that. Get rid of that. I'm going to cut a piece of this down while you're waiting. I saw the idea too, Nikki, and I thought, I'm doing that. I am going to do that. I'm going to do that with me twine. Alright, so I'm just going to cut 14.4 now, just a normal card front by 10 centimeters. And because I'm not going to waste any of this in here, I'm just going to grab one of my, wherever I put them. You want to see my desk, it's like messy, everything's everywhere. I'm just going to grab one of these that I'm going to cut out from underneath, because we don't want to waste that, and I can use that for something else later. So hold please. Elevator music. Alright, so we've got that now. Nearly there. Bear with me. So that's for Ron. We can use that for something else. Or I could put it on the envelope or whatever. What would you put on the inside an envelope? Well, we could use another die cut for that, Maura. I haven't sort of got there yet, but we'll figure it out. All right. So what have you all said for? I'm gonna say, I know, try and save the jars. Now I want to put it out there on my local Facebook page. Anybody who's got any spice jars that they no longer require, can I have your spice jars, please? Spice jars in the house. All right. So we're going to just put that over there. See, and then we haven't wasted it on the back because, like, you know, spice jars, it's just like another then bow to my, what's the name? Oh God, these are all empty. What am I doing? Let me grab my U-Butte gun from the other desk. All right, because I knew this wasn't empty. All right, so let's just go on the back here like so, like that. I may or may not be an enabler, Fee, in getting it. So did we decide on the twine? Was it the twine? I think the twine. All right, so see, now what we can do is just go yoink, look at this. So I need about 50 centimeters. So if I do that and then we double it and then we snip it here like that, and then see the little lid holds the twine so we don't lose the end. How cool's that? Give it a little bit of a bow here. This is going to be interesting with me fat thumb. Oh, no, that wasn't too painful. Look at how good I did that, Megan. Double bow. Megan's expertise that taught me that at Onstage to do like that. Alright, and then we'll grab mini glue dot just to glue. Oh look, it's stuck to my band-aid. Maybe I could use the band-aid to stick it on with, hey? Alright, grab a little glue dot here. Why isn't that one working? That's not sticky anymore. Why is this not sticky? Alright. I'm going to pop that down the bottom there. Oh, now it's sticking to me band-aid. And then we'll pop this little guy just in the top here. So he's going to come out like that. And there we go. What do you reckon? So we've created our own embossing folders and made, I reckon, a pretty awesome card. What do you think? Now on the inside, I'll probably just grab an inside, just do another die cut, but I won't bore you guys with that while we're on screen. But I'll pop an inside in because, you know, always got to have inside, so I'm going to do that. Pop that there. I'll grab another die cut and pop another die cut on it, and then we'll do our envelope. But there you go. How is that? Do you love it? Are you going to try it this weekend? You want to see my desk? I think I need to do a quick tidy up before I go around to Dad's just quietly because I've got crap everywhere. My dad also made me some of these amazing containers. Well, so I'm not a hoarder. I just want to put it out there, all right? I'm not a hoarder. I do like to collect stuff, and at work the other day they were giving away, or chucking out, but giving away, I'm going to take it as, some of the old trays that hold the cigarettes in, right? So I'm like, what could I do with them? Let me show you what I've done with them. I'm going to point you up. I'm going to hopefully not make you too dizzy, but I'm going to point you up. So I got my dad to make me some nice boxes, right? So have a look now at my ribbons along the top of my thing there. Look at that. And my little spice jars fit just nice and neatly, look, up in there to fit in. So see, my dad is awesome. My dad made me those little boxes to hold those jars, and now all my ribbons fit nicely in that there, and it's just great. So see, not a hoarder, I'm a collector of ideas. So anyway, all right guys, well I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I know I'm going to go and have a good time building with my dad. I'm a builder's daughter at heart, that's for sure, and I love creating things and getting ideas to do it. So Oh, I'm a hoarder and I'll admit it. Yeah, I am a bit that way, Glenda. But yeah, my dad is super awesome, so can't wait to go around there this afternoon. Alright guys, have a great weekend. If you're on the Craft with Beck group and you give this one a bit of a crack and try embossing your dies, let us see. Share all your photos over in that group and we'll see how we go. But yeah. Alright guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you on Wednesday for Wing It Wednesday. If not, I'll see you next week for Breakfast with Beck. Alright, bye for now.